Okay, I'm live. Hi, everybody. I'm here. Um, wow. I, I, I had everything on this part of my screen and not me, and so I thought you were just going to get the working part or the this part. Oh well, never mind. Anyway, so how's everybody doing? What are you doing to keep cool? Gosh, it's so hot yet still. Um, I have to confess, I had a busy day today. A bunch of us went to see The Sound of Music at the Dutch Apple Dinner Theater. It was very nice, nice little matinee. So I pulled in around 5 o'clock till I took my mom home and stuff. And yeah, so it was. I got here. We made pizza quick and ate, and so I've been kind of on the run ever since. Someone asked me today, why do I always schedule everything for Wednesdays when my live is a Wednesday? I do think I'm going to have to rethink that, but I don't know. Is there any special day or time that really appeals to people? Hi, Susie. Hi, Linda. Is there any like better day or time that would work for people if I switched the Facebook Live from a Wednesday night? And the only reason I would do that is Monday nights are off. I can't do that. Um, I think Thursday nights might work out. I'm not sure. I'll have to really think about this. Anyway, for now, it stays Wednesday. So, I have a couple of things to tell you. First of all, online exclusives are out, and that is what we're going to do today. We're going to work with some online exclusives. Oh, Thursdays are off too. Hi Brenda. Hi Carol. How are you? Keeping cool in that pool by chance? Oh, it's just crazy, crazy hot. So, I got cleared today to go, or yesterday, that I can go in my hot tub now, which my hot tub is not hot. It is cold. I told my husband to turn the heater off, and I just might use it as a pool and just float around in it to keep cool. And that could happen yet tomorrow or the next day. We will see. Um, so anyway, back to the online exclusives. So you really need to look online and see what all's out there. There's a Halloween, cute Halloween thing. There's some leaves, one set that's leaves with a hybrid embossing folder, which I might work with next week just to show you, get so you can get an idea what that does. And tonight for Christmas in July, I have decided to work with one of the Christmas sets, which I have hidden right now. But the best part about this set, okay, actually, I'm using two of them. One's called Golden Greenery. Hey, Karen. Yes, the sun is hot. It is hot to be, it's funny, Carol. My husband and I were talking about that the other day about how, do we miss the pool because we had our pool taken out. And I said, I don't know if I'd be in it right now anyway because the sun is I mean, you would just get lobster red floating around in a pool. And my pool was placed that it had trees above it on the one side. So you could get shade after about 1 o'clock. You could go in it and get shade in half of it. But still, if you're kind of floating around, you're going around in a circle, you're in the sun, you're in the shade, and you still get burnt. So yeah, I don't know if I would have gone in it anyway. Anyway, so we're going to use Golden Greenery tonight. And then Greetings of the Season is the other set we're going to use because I'm going to use some of these greetings. But the best part about this set is the paper. And I'm going to show you that in just a second. Before I show you that, though, I want to chat a little bit, tell you what's going on, okay? Okay, so I think I explained to everybody that everything's moving. All my classes are moving to the Warnersville Public Library. They let us work in the basement. And we were there last Wednesday, and it was very nice down there in the evening. It was not hot. It was just comfortable. And they have a lot of room down there. We can use as much room as we need. They have tables there we can use that we can use as many of them as we need, and comfy chairs and everything. So, it really works out nicely. And of course, I bring all the supplies, so you don't need to bring anything. If you do have a glue that you like to work with, it's kind of good if you can bring that, just because then you don't have to share with everybody. So we have the glues. Let's see what else. I mean, some people have toolkits where they have scissors and paper cutters and all that stuff, and you're welcome to bring that, or you don't have to. That's entirely up to you. So I am doing the evening on the first Wednesday of every month. So that is from 5 to 7. I'm sorry that it's at that time. I know 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock is dinner time for a lot of people, but the library closes at 7:30. And they want us out of there, So in order to give us any amount of time at all, I had to do it from 5 to 7. So that's what time it is, and I apologize if that doesn't work for you. Sorry, but the other one is the fourth Wednesday, and that was coming up on the 24th of July. That one is in the afternoon from 1 o'clock until 3 o'clock. Get that time change, it's 1 o'clock. At Robizonia, it used to be 1:30 because the Robbie office people had so we bothered them, and they were there until 1:30. But we don't have to deal with that now, so we can be at Warnersville at the library at 1 o'clock. So we're going to go 1 to 3. If we go a little over 3, that's okay too. But I've been finding we've been doing pretty good with 2 hours, so that's working out. So that's what's coming up. To look online for the online exclusives. Now, here's my other thing. I have a couple of new people that are watching, but they're not commenting. And the reason that I'm telling you this is because every week, well, we didn't do it last week because I forgot, but I taped it last week. And when I tape it, it's just not the same. I don't remember it. But anyway, every person that comments gets their name put down on a little slip of paper like this. You see that? It says Karen. You know what that means, Karen? That means Karen won tonight's card. So what I do is, if you comment, I write your name on this paper and I put it in this box. Okay? You have to comment for me to do that, though, because I don't know you're there if you don't comment. So just put a comment, and I will pick a name. I pull a name out of this box every week. And tonight I pulled Karen's name. And then I write down Karen gets the card and today's date. So Karen gets the card for July 10th. Yay, Karen. You're getting a Christmas card, Karen. So then what happens is the card that I make tonight, Karen will get in the mail, or if I see her, I will give it to her. If I do more than one card, usually I tell the person to pick one. They get to pick whichever one they want, and that's how that works. But you have to comment. Hello to anybody on YouTube who's watching on YouTube. Same thing for you. If you comment on YouTube, I will put your name in this box. Now, if I don't know you, or if you're new to me and you comment and I pull your name out, I will find out who you are and where to mail it. You can instant message me or private message me, rather, with your address, and I'll mail it to you. But, if you want the card that we made, just put your name, make a comment. Hi, Inga McAfee. Am I saying that right, or am I like totally butchering it? I'm glad to see you anyways. Thanks for commenting. I will put your name in this box. Okay, so Christmas in July. It's funny part of it is I said today we were at the Dutch Apple all day, and so I didn't do a whole lot of prep, but I knew what I wanted to do. Actually, I had two ideas. My first idea was because it's so hot to do a beachy thing with the seashell set and the hybrid embossing folder. But I know I said last week that I was going to do Christmas in July this week, and it is July. So, and I have the Christmas stuff. So I thought, okay, I'm doing this week. So that's where we're at. We're doing Christmas in July. So I have two Christmas cards to do, and they're both pretty cool. And here's why. Now, I love designer series paper. And the designer series paper that's out with this online exclusive is called Seasons of Green and Gold, and it's very very pretty paper. So I am going to shift off of me, and I'm going to give you a full screen. Close enough, thank you. I am going to go full screen. Here we go. Okay, and I'm going to show you this paper, and I'm going to be using it for everything tonight. In fact, this is tonight's more about the paper than anything else because this paper is really pretty. So let me show you. As you can see, there's a lot of gold in it. Okay, and some green. It's the main colors here are a bunch of the greens. In fact, what did they tell you? Just in case you don't know, when you have a label, you have a label on your designer series paper, and under the first thing it says the season of green and gold, 12 by 12, specialty designer series paper. Then in small print, it lists the colors that go with this paper. So we have garden green, mossy meadow, old olive, pecan pie, very vanilla, and gold. Pretty straightforward. Okay, so those are easy colors. So what I did is I pulled a couple greens out. I pulled out primarily garden green and old olive because I liked both of them with this paper. But so these are just I've got a mess here, but that's because I was cutting it. The thing is that is really cool with this paper. Wait till we get down here a little bit farther. The back sides of this paper, this is just a black polka dot. And I think it's really cool, but this side is gorgeous. I don't know if you can see. It's got a couple different shades of green and a lot of gold in it. And that just makes it so pretty. So there's that. And then this one is a gold check on a creamy background. And then the other side of it is all the green. Then we have this, which is our greens. We have dyes for a lot of these greens, and that goes for these too. I'm going to show you that because that's one of our big things that we're doing tonight. This gold, I think, is really pretty too. This is all gold and white. That's what it looks like on the back. Then there's this, and that's what that looks like on the back. So it's pretty paper, and it's useful, very useful. Oh, that is on the back of that. Unfortunately, because I know I'm going to be using so much of this paper, I don't think I'm going to have any of this plaid left, but I do like the plaid. So the thing that I wanted to show you for tonight, I just cut out some pieces that I know I want to use. But I wanted to show you this. So these are the dies that are with the bundle. The bundle is called Golden Greenery. And here's a couple of the dies. This isn't all of them, but this is a couple of them. Check it out. The big bell, the little bell, And no, the greens don't work. So now we're going to shift this paper and we're going to go with the greens and those greens and those greens. So our dies are going to cut the paper perfectly. And to me, that is just really cool. I love that shortcut. I don't have to sit and worry about stamping and all that stuff. I just go right ahead. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out one of these green things. I'm just going to cut out a couple of pieces that I want to use. And what do you see? I just randomly kind of grabbed some prints off of this paper that I liked. And I did the same with a couple of the bells and things. And then there is some other greenery. And I cut these ahead of time. And I cut these out of the gold that we have that looks like, gosh, I can't even remember what it's called. Looks like this. Okay. I think the greens came out really nice with that. We're going to use them. So I have them. Okay, so what I want to do is grab I already cut a lot of these, but I just wanted to show you how this is going to work with the paper. Okay, so here's my mini Winnie. And here's my plates. I'm going to cut this down even a little bit farther. Oops, I think I just cut that off, but I don't think that matters. I think that'll be okay. So I'm just going to take my dies. I'm going to put them on top of the paper. Now I do want them to not move. So I'm going to stick some of this low tack artist tape. That's this tape right here. I've been using this quite a bit. It really works very nice. Kathy is somebody new. Hello. Okay, there's the other piece. There we go. Okay. So I have these all taped down nicely. Put my other tape on, put my other plate on top and roll it on through. And the nice thing about this, I did not use the tape that much because it seemed like a bother to me, but I'm going to tell you what, it holds them and it just tears right off without tearing the paper. You don't know what it said at all. So I think it's definitely worth using. Okay, so I have a couple pieces cut and I'm going to see if I need any more. I don't think I do. I think I have enough for what I planned to do tonight. And so I think I can actually start assembling the cards. I just wanted to show you how easy it is to use this paper and cut these shapes out. I do appreciate it when it's like that. I like to use that. Now, I'm not doing a lot of stamping tonight. I'm doing stamp of reading. That's about it. So, okay, what I have done for the first card, I am using Garden Green. And my base is the Garden Green. It's 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4.25. And burnish that. Then I took this gold and I cut a piece 4 by 5.25. And I'm going to just glue that right on there. dear. Maybe not with that glue because that glue just seems to not want to come out. I'm going to have to go digging in there. Don't you love that when you dig your glue out? But I have a tendency to set my glue bottle down and, it dries out then when you do that if you don't put the lid back on it, especially if I go downstairs and leave it on. Not a good thing. Okay, so I got this piece, and next I'm taking another piece of the garden green. This piece is 3 1/4 by 4 1/2, and a piece of white, which I have taken off 1/4 of that whole thing. So this is 3 by 4 1/4, and that's the white. Then I took another quarter off of this designer series paper. 2 3/4 by 4. Okay, so each piece is a 1/4 inch down except for this first one. The first one I wanted a little smaller than a 1/4 inch down because this is such pretty paper. I just wanted to show it. Um, One thing you can do, but I did not do it for this video just because it takes too long for me to figure it out. But you can kind of try to cut out the middle a little bit so you can use a piece of this paper. But I don't know, that just really takes time. Okay, now what I want to do here is I'm putting these 3 pieces together by themselves because I'm going to put them up on dimensionals just to give them a little extra oomph. One, then the designer series paper. Okay, and now what I would like to do is put a sentiment on here. And I got just a small piece here that I have pre-cut, which I do have a bunch of scraps. Now, folks, I got to tell you this. When I'm doing things like paper pumpkin or kit cards or something like that, they always put extras of these things in them, and I save them. I have a whole box. Look, I have a whole box full of cut pieces. Okay, and if I go digging through this box, I can usually find exactly the size and shape that I want, and it's just easier than cutting a new shape. So hang on to those scrappy things. Don't throw them away. Okay, and then we're going to take that, and I'm going to pick a saying out of here. Um, we can go in either direction, but I kind of like this direction best. And the thing there's a love and joy. I like that. Let's use that. Or you could use season's greetings too. I tend to not say season's greetings too much. I prefer to use Merry Christmas, but it won't fit on this label this way. It would have to go that way, and I don't want it to go that way. So, let me see if the season's greetings wouldn't even fit. No. So it's the love and joy wings. And I'm going to use the garden green again because that's what I've used for the paper, and I just think that would look pretty. I have a lot of golds going on here, and I have the garden green going on. Like those layers, Brenda, huh? The layers just really make things look so, and then the dimensionals, it just adds a lot to it, don't you think? Okay, there you are. Love and joy. Cleaning with my chamois. Cleaning that stamp off right away. And now I normally would probably put a piece of ribbon around here before I put it down to my card. But I'm not going to do that right now because I have some other things on my mind that I want to use here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of bring this down just a little, not all the way down, but a little bit lower than the center. And there's a reason for that. Because now I want to take some bells and some greens and put them on top here. So I'm kind of thinking like that would look pretty. And, oh, let me check. Yep. This is another online exclusives. This is called Cherry Cobbler and Pearl Adhesive Backed Berries. So I'm going to get out my dimensionals and start going to town here. I'm going to start with my greens. Throw them on here. Here. Wow, so Carol, the pool, isn't it weird that you get to the point where it's almost too hot to go in the pool? I know that used to happen to me before when we had the pool too. There were some days that it was just like, wow, I don't think I could stand being in there at this point. And then your water starts to get warm, and it's like, well, gee, I could just take a bath, right? That was the one bummer that I always had with the pool. I mean, I don't get me wrong, I loved it. I did. I loved having it. But it got to the point my poor husband was doing so much work on it all the time, and I just wasn't spending the time in it for various reasons. And so now I just kind of hang out in the stamp room or in my backyard in my garden, in my pavilion, and enjoy that. Okay, here we go. Now, what I'm going to do here, I cut the sides of my embellishments because it's easier than opening and closing the top and having that sticky stuff all over the place. And then you just pull them out and then you just put them back in when you're done with them. Now, I like the way these are. They're not actually glued together, but they're kind of together, so they work out. It works out. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my handy dandy little tweezers. I'm going to pull up one of these clusters and stick it right there. And then I'll take a couple of the single ones and put them here and there too. On the greens. And then I'm going to take this whole part and put my dimensionals in the back of that. Oh, I do, Karen, I just love these berries. I think these are really cool. And at first when I looked at them, I thought, now what am I going to do with those white ones? But you know what? I think those white ones will look neat on a totally green background kind of thing. It would have probably worked on these, but I like the pop of the red. So, but yeah, the clear would have worked on this too. Okay, so they're up on dimensionals. and it's done. Um, with this, the sayings that are on this stamp set, uh, yeah, I like this. Okay, here's another thing that I do. I buy flake paper that's cheaper, and I cut it 4 by 5 1/4 for my insides, so that I don't use up real expensive cardstock for the insides, because they add a little bit of bulk to the card nicely. I just like the way they work. So I'm going to take this, may your holiday season be filled with warmth and cheerful celebration. I'm going to stamp that on the inside. I'm trying to see if there's any berries. There's not. So I'm not going to stamp berries on the inside. But what I could do is I could draw some if I chose to do so with cherry cobbler, but no, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to go ahead and. Oh, yes, I am. Okay. There's that. Then I have this, the golden greenery. That has berries in it. It has bells, which you put the bells on there. And it has greens. So I'm going to stamp a green. Berry. So I'm going to get my cherry cobbler. Oops. That was my phone, but it's okay because I didn't have it turned on. Ha. Okay. Just go ahead and stick that down here in the bottom. So get my cherry cobbler. And stick a couple berries here and there. Now, you cannot forget about the inside of your cards, guys. I keep reprimanding myself because I do this. I have a stash of cards, and I forget, I get all excited because I get the front done and I go, oh, that's so pretty. I love that. And I put it aside and I don't do the inside. Then a couple of days later, I need a birthday card and I pull it out. Oh, yeah, I have this really pretty one. And I open it up and it's not done on the inside. That aggravates me so much. And I keep telling myself to stop doing that. So I'm trying to always finish the whole card, front and inside, and the envelope. And with this particular thing, the way we did the inside would be gorgeous for the envelope too. Watch this. There you go. So there is our card and our envelope ready to go. Number one, card number one. Okay, card number two. Another Christmas card, of course, and another piece with this gorgeous, gorgeous paper. This one's kind of an easy one though. We're going to take a white base. Okay, so it's our 8.5 by 5.5, scored a 4.25 burnish. We are going to take this paper again. This is 4 by 5.25. But what we're going to do this time is we're going to take our trimmer and we're going to cut this. And where are we going to cut it? It doesn't matter. It's anywhere. Just cut it. Boom. Okay? And flip. This is a cut and flip that we are going to do here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the gold piece, put it at the bottom of our base, and we're going to put this piece at the top. Now, this is another thing that I like to do when it comes to something like this. I like to use a 4 by 5.25 piece of white cardstock, unless you're using a color, in which case then you could use colored cardstock. But rather than putting it right on the card front, which it just depends on what you're doing it for. If you're trying to save money, put it right on the card base. If you are sending, if these are for your own cards that you're sending out and you want them to be extra special, use an extra piece of paper because that's going to bulk up the card just enough that it makes it feel substantial. And I just like, I'm not fond of a flimsy card, okay? Let's put it that way. Now we're going to take, we took our piece and we cut it and flipped it. So this is, okay, that's one side, this is the other side. I want to put them, I want to leave a little space in between. And actually, okay, so this piece, let's see. Yeah, actually I need to cut a little bit off of this. I said that measurement a little too big. So I'm going to take off about 1/4 of an inch. I'm going to just moving on. Glue this up toward the top. Glue this down toward the bottom and just leave a little bit of white space in the middle just to kind of make it almost look like there's a little bit of ribbon or something in the middle. Just kind of a dividing line. Then I'm going in for my scrap pieces that I just showed you. And I'm taking that piece and I cut a piece of, okay, so this is, oh, let me see if I can find what that is. I have so many pieces cut out of this because I just love this die. Oh, I can't find it, but it's stitched in here and it's scalloped something. Okay, so oh, the camera, I'm half off the screen. Is that better? So this piece here in the stitches, I'm measuring in the stitches, it's 2 1/8 by 3 3/8. Okay, so I'm not going to be so fussy. I cut a piece 2 by 3 1/4, I think. So that fits right in there. Okay, and now I'm just going to glue that on there. Color and contour, that's it. Yep. That's the die that this is from. Okay, so now I'm going to take that and I'm going to put it in the center, and then I got to put other things on here. So what I'm going to do, I cut these out earlier. I'm going to use a couple of them. I'm going to use some bells maybe. Get a couple of bells cut. And then I have greens, but there's enough green on here already. So I'm just going to go, oh, I don't know if I'm going to go with bells or if I'm just going to go with those. Um, See, these greens are already in here, these like green frond kind of things. And too much gold. I don't think you can ever have too much gold, can you? Turn this whole thing upside down. That would be good. Put that there. And I definitely think that could use something red. Just happen to have some red ribbon here. Although it's not shiny, and I think anything at Christmas time should be shiny. I don't have any red shiny ribbon right in front of me at the moment. We have some metallic gold green though that would look really pretty on there. Too much green? No, I think that would look even better because then I'll put red berries on it and that will make it pop. Okay. This is from last year's in colors. They're gone now, so you can't get it anymore. But it was metallic woven ribbon. This was something parrot or something, parakeet, parrot. I forget. I have it here in front of me somewhere. I just can't. Hey, do you ever know that you have something right in front of you and you can't see it? Of course, that happens to me a lot. Oh, yes, that's pretty. Parakeet Party, that was what it was called. Okay, so this is coming off of here again for a second because I'm going to put this on dimensionals. I'm going to cut out all of these, make sure all these things are popped out, and they are. Those two like that. And I'm just going to stick a little bit of glue on the back of these, starting with the big one and starting at the top. And I'm off the camera again, I know. There. Okay. Get rid of this. Okay, so I stuck glue on those. I'm just going to put one bell. And I think I'm going to put that one bell on dimensionals. that O will go right there with the blue dot. Just like that. And I don't need these pieces unless I want to put a small bell there. But no, I think one bell is good enough. And guess what? This is one of those that doesn't, since I didn't use the red ribbon, I'm not going to use red berries either. I'm going to just stick with the white. This is going to get popped up on dimensionals too. Stop right there. So, I mean, they call it green and gold because everything is green and gold. And I think that it's very pretty that way. But my original white card base, I'm not sure. Well, yeah, okay. Yes, that does look good. That frames the card because of this too. So yes, okay. Now I'm gonna just glue it right onto my card base. So I make my card front on a piece of white cardstock and I glue it onto the card base. And I have the white on white. And then that one, I am going to again put something on the inside. Let me see, where are my sayings? Here they are. It's the most wonderful time of year. That sounds like a good one. I don't have any greeting on the front of this, and I think that's okay. It doesn't have to have a greeting on the front. And it says it's the most wonderful time of the year, and I like that for this particular card, so I'm just going to go with it. This is going to be a very, very useful set. I can see that already. And again, just go ahead and use these. Put a branch on the bottom. Put a branch on the envelope. And we'll stick some. I'll stick some red berries on this part. And go through this in here. There's our card and envelope. So that's it for tonight. 2 cards. Karen, you get to pick one if you would like to. This is number 1. This is number 2. Number one has the bells. Oh, they both have bells. Okay, number one, number two. And if you're not there, I'll pick for you. Okay, that is it for tonight. I hope you will join me again next Wednesday. Wait, what's next Wednesday? Today's the 10th. Next Wednesday's the 17th. Yes, join me next Wednesday. We'll do the beach scene next Wednesday, maybe. I'll have to get working on that and we'll see what we can do with it so we can get away from these Christmas things. Carol, I these are very pretty. Number one. Carol wants number one. Okay. This is they're really pretty cards. And like I said, I the online exclusives doesn't work for me. I like catalogs, but these were just too pretty to pass up. So yeah, that's what I had to go with it. And so I did. So thanks for joining me, everybody. And I hope you have a great week. Stay cool. I hope it chills out just a little bit more this week. And I will see you all next week. Have a wonderful evening. Good night.